All right, guys, we're going to show you how to make the dough crust for a large pizza right now. First things first, we're going to get a dough ball. This has been sitting out for about 10 minutes or so. Warm up just a little bit. Now, make sure your scale is on ounces. There's a couple different settings. You're going to hit this button. The mode button is going to tell you which one, the one that says OZ ounces. Put that in there. It's 14.24, 14.22, perfect. Somewhere over 14 and under 14 and a half is right in the sweet spot, if you will. So it's there's a little stickiness to it. So under all circumstances, even if there's not, always make sure you get some flour on the dough because we're going to run it through this machine here. This is the dough roller, and on the dough roller machine, if you put sticky dough in there, it will not go through the machine, and you will not enjoy what happens because you're going to have to pull it apart and clean all that sticky dough out of there. So make sure it is nice and floured before it goes in there. So as you can see here, I've got it flattened out as much as possible with my hand. Okay? And now we're going to turn this thing on. Now, every piece of dough is not created equal in lieu of the temperature and things of that nature. So when we run it through, I'm going to show you what the end result needs to look like. There's a little talent that needs to go into this, so practice. Turn it on, and we're going to run it through right here. All right, we're going to do it again down here. Actually, this is good that it has a hole in it. That's actually going to help us in this video. All right, so now you saw I ran it through there like so. Now we need to get it on the grate here. And so what we're going to do is obviously it's still a little bit disproportionate, so we're going to work it. The end result we're doing is we want to have the dough to be completely around the outside of this, just barely, so we can pull in the sides and make the dough crust. So we'll start here with the biggest edge, okay? And we'll just press down on it and just walk our hands around it like so, okay? Stretch it, walk around on it, because we want this thing to be as even as possible when we're at the very end of it, okay? Now, again, there's a hole in it. We're going to patch that hole. We'll actually just do it right here like so. Okay. Just walk this thing right around there. All right. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's completely just barely over the outside of the metal ring. Okay. Now we're going to start folding it in, and we want to get it as skinny as possible. Sorry. Then we take the spiky thing. We make sure there are little holes throughout the entire thing. This way, it doesn't bubble up when it cooks. Now we're going to take it and we're going to press it down with our fingers very tight, right there at the edge. As time goes, it starts to kind of pull into the middle. So we want to keep it right there at the edge and press down as hard as you can. Not as hard as you can, but press down. Don't be afraid to press down. Okay. And we just walk ourselves along this thing like so. Trying to keep it as thin as possible on the outside. If we make the outside too thick, the inside gets too thin, and with all the cheese and toppings, it makes the middle of the pizza soggy. We want to have all of our pizza being consistent. So right here, since that's where we had to fix that little break, we're going to kind of have to play with it a little bit, get it right where we need it, like so. Just walk our fingers around it. And this is I would say that the next thing I would say is probably the most important part, okay? So once we get our hands pressed down on it, it's even all over it. When you are looking down directly on it, what we don't want to see is we don't want to see the metal edge like this. We want to see it like that, where it's just barely hugging the edge of it, okay? Once we get it all nice and even, we're going to take it with our special butter. We're going to brush the outside of it like so. Okay. All right, now that we're done, we're going to take this and we're going to place it in one of our bags here. And what we want to do is make sure the bag covers over the top of it completely like so. Okay, we're going to gingerly place it here inside of our refrigerator, and always rotate stock. So since we're going to be taking the top one to cook next, this one's going to go on the bottom. Okay, now we're going to take, let's say we're cooking a pizza right now. We're going to pull this one out, bring it over here. And if you remember earlier when I was saying, when you're looking down, you don't want to see the ring. On this, before we cook anything, we want to stretch it out a little bit to make sure that you can't see the ring. And the reason why is it will make the pizza look bigger in the box, and consistency will be key. Okay, like so. Okay.